I'd like to introduce Rabbi Avtzon. Rabbi Gershon Avtzon runs a Chabad Yeshiva in Cincinnati, where Rabbi Turen had the privilege of teaching for several years. He's a dear friend of the Turen family, as well as a renowned speaker and educator. We are truly honored that he made the trip to join us this evening. Please join me in welcoming Rabbi Avtzon as we invite him to share a few words of inspiration in honor of this very special milestone.
Wow, thank you so much. L'chaim, l'chaim. It's truly a privilege, honor, and pleasure to be able to be with each and every one of you on this very, very special evening. The story is told of a very simple man named Yankl who came from a very small shtetl in Europe where there was no electricity, there was no technology, there weren't any advanced technological inventions. Very simple guy. That he came to the big city for the first time. And he's wandering around the city, observing, watching, taking in the sights. And eventually he becomes hungry and he's looking for a kosher meal. He stops a Jew on the street and he says, "Where can I eat?" He says, "You're a lucky man. For in this city there's a very, very wealthy Jew named Isaac. And Mr. Isaac invites everyone to be a guest by his table for free. Every day at 2 o'clock is lunch in his house, and anyone can come and partake in a full course meal." So Yankl makes his way to Isaac's house, and sure enough, he's never seen such a mansion before. It's probably all the houses of the shtetl combined make the first floor of this guy's house. He walks in and there's a table set for 150 people with the finest cutlery, silverware, cups, designer, pictures, paintings, you name it. This guy's dining room, chandeliers and everything. At the head of the table sits Mr. Isaac in his most beautiful suit. All the guests are around the table, and as the meal starts, Mr. Isaac rings a bell, and out come the waiters, and they start bringing in the first course, the motzi and the kiddush. They bring everything out. 10 minutes later, he rings the bell, and the waiters come in, clear everything out. A few minutes later, he rings the bell again. The waiters come flying in. Second course, the bell, clear. The bell, third course, dessert. Every time this guy rings the bell, the house starts jumping. At the end of the meal, Mr. Isaac tells the people, "You've partaken in my meal. Not only don't you have to pay, but you can take anything from this room home." So the first guy takes the expensive knife. The other guy takes the expensive cup. The other guy takes the wine, which he hasn't seen such expensive wine. But our friend, Yankl, he's the bright one. He says, "These guys are taking the cups and the silverware. I want that magical bell." So he says, "Can I please have that bell? When I come home with this bell, my town is going to treat me like a king." He comes home, he invites all his friends and neighbors. The whole town is invited to his house. He says, "Wait till you see what happens when I ring the bell. Food will start coming, people will start serving, things will start happening." I don't want you to know how disappointed he was when he rang the bell and the hollow sound of the bell had no answers. We all know that for that bell to work, there has to be years of sacrifice, effort to build a business, to have the finances, to build the home, to hire the cooks, to hire the chefs, to hire the waiters and the waitresses, to have the ability for that bell to work. As we sit here tonight, I feel like Isaac on the bell. The dinner is beautiful. The table is set. Ching, ching, things are running like a clock. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. The dinner is starting. Things are moving. It's a beautiful, beautiful dinner. But we all know that behind this bell, this beautiful dinner, is 10 years of sacrifice, 10 years of investment, 10 years of tears from the heart and soul of the true honorees of tonight's dinner, Rabbi Mendy and Rebbetzin Sarah Turen. They are truly an inspiration, not just for the people in this room, but for everyone that sees and knows what they do all around the globe. One of the highlighted themes and awards of tonight's dinner is the Lidor Lidor, from generation to generation. There was once a great American president, you may have heard his name was Abraham Lincoln, who famously said, "The struggle of today is not altogether for today, it is for the vast future also." We are not just gathered here to celebrate the past 10 years. It is essential that we raise our eyes and focus to the future, not just for the next 10 years, but for the generations that come after that. Our ancestors of many generations struggled and persevered so that we can all be here today. And therefore, as Abraham Lincoln famously said, it is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they who fought here have thus so far nobly advanced. We must ensure that the future generations of the Jewish people are in our vision and our sight today. Thus, we need to make sure that Chabad of Springfield has all the means necessary to be there for our children and the future generations of the Jewish people. This is not just by pledging and getting involved financially for financial contributions. It is through our participation and getting our friends and families to participate in the events, the classes, the mitzvahs that Chabad of Springfield has to offer. This is the greatest chesed, the greatest kindness that we can do for our family and our community. As the world seems to be in chaos and disarray, and people wonder what will be with the Jewish people with the rise of anti-Semitism around the world, we all know the truth. The Lubavitcher Rebbe Rab Nachum Mendel Schneerson Melech HaMashiach has prophesied that we are about to enter the era of the fulfillment of the purpose of creation, the era of redemption, and we must all begin acting and living accordingly. And we must live by the famous words that I'm sure everyone in this room knows. The famous words that Abraham Lincoln finished off his second address when he was inaugurated: with malice toward none and charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, to let us strive to finish the work that we are in, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves with all nations. Amen.